Hey everyone, Lewis here at my home channel for a change. As a certified DaVinci Resolve editing trainer, I'm usually over at Shutterstock or Premium Beat doing the editing software tutorials. Today, we're back on the home channel and we're going to be looking at some hardware, not software, as I have my hands on the DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor, which was kindly sent to me by Blackmagic. I've been using it for the last couple of days and I'm going to share my impressions with you. In 2019, Blackmagic also sent me the DaVinci Resolve keyboard to review, which I reviewed up on the Premium Beat blog. I reviewed it very positively. It's the more premium priced variation, a lot more functionality, engineered beautifully with robust materials. But even if that wasn't a review unit and I was allowed to keep the keyboard, I don't know how much I would be using it because it was a very large and heavy tool. I have quite a compact workspace and it took up the entire width of my desk. And even so, I'm in the Marie Kondo phase of my life where if I have clutter, I just want it gone. So yeah, I don't know how much I would be working with that keyboard, even though it would be a great addition to my arsenal. However, in the recent Resolve 17 live announcement, they also introduced the Resolve Speed Editor, a lighter and more compact variation of the keyboard. Now, one of the very first things I noticed upon picking up the keyboard, it is a lot lighter, and it isn't from the same premium metal design. There's a lot of plastic to it. Not that I think it's going to be an overall deterrent to the editor, because from the promotional material, it looks like that this is to be traveled with you when you're on the go. It has a USB-C port and it comes with a USB-C to USB-C cable. So if you don't have a USB-C port on your computer, you will need an additional USB-C to USB 3 cable, or I'm sure USB-C to USB cable will be just as fine. In terms of functionality, there is a significant difference between what you can do on the Resolve keyboard versus the Speed Editor. The Resolve keyboard is a keyboard, and you wouldn't need to use your primary computer keyboard in addition. Whereas the Speed Editor only has a specific set of functions. As such, you would still need to revert to your normal keyboard for particular functions, such as selecting all clips in front of you by pressing Ctrl Y or pressing G to flag a clip, although you can mark on the Speed Editor. In the way of functionality, I quickly noticed that the keys weren't necessarily geared towards the edit page. That's when, with a quick look at the Blackmagic press release, I caught that this is a cut page tool. The problem is, I'm not a cut page editor. It's not my thing, I don't need to use it. But I wonder how much we can still get from the Speed Editor for the edit page. Let's take a look. Like the Resolve keyboard, we have a beautifully designed mechanical search dial that is so precise. There are 3 modes of operation. You can use shuttle to skim through long media files at a user-defined speed, depending on how you rotate the search dial. You use jog for precise frame finding and scroll to navigate quickly. I primarily use jog to move or to slip or trim a clip. It's incredibly more efficient than using the mouse or the apostrophe and full stop shortcut. The keys are also incredibly smooth to use, and previously Blackmagic said that the Resolve keyboard uses the same type of keys used by esports keyboards, and each key is certified for over 1 million operations. I have no reason to believe that these keys aren't the same as the Resolve keyboard, and like the Resolve keyboard, this too also has a tiered profile. A good portion of the Speed Editor has keys that only specifically work on the cut page, or at the very least only work properly on the cut page, such as the sync bin key or the camera number section, which is for when you're using the cut page sync bin. There's a lot of retail space taken up by cut page features, which aren't ideal if you're solely an edit page editor. For example, here we have a transitions key. When pressed, it applies the selected default transition on the edit page, which is what it would appear if you were to hit T on the keyboard. But on the cut page, it brings up all the various transitions to choose from, and it's a shame that this doesn't cross over. Although what is great, to give the cut page some props, is that you can run through this list with the search dial. However, this feature is accessible on many functions on the edit page too. For example, here we can select audio level, and increasing the audio level without going up to the inspector can sometimes be challenging when you're looking for a precise decibel increase. With the Speed Editor, you can hold the audio level and then with the search dial, precisely adjust the audio levels. And this feature is found throughout. For example, we can add a transition This could either be the default one, or perhaps a dissolve or smooth cut as found at the bottom of the speed editor, and then you can hold the transition duration button and extend the duration using the search dial. You may notice that some keys also have secondary functions, such as this undo here, and these are activated by either double tapping the key or holding it. You near enough have all of the trim tools towards the bottom left, and to the top all of the edit buttons. But again, a number of these only really work properly with the cut page. We have a viewer resize button here. Double click and we can resize the viewer, which is, I wish we had this on the edit page, it's so nice. But on the edit page, it does nothing. So I can't knock the speed editor for what it is. It is advertised as a cut page keyboard, but I'm not a cut page editor. And considering I still then have to go back and use my primary keyboard and my mouse, I've essentially just added an additional tool that I need to keep switching to. So I'm of two conflicting minds with the DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor. The first is that this is a cut page tool. I'm not a cut page editor. If you are a cut page editor, I think that this is going to dramatically increase your efficiency on that page. But as someone who primarily, well, I don't say primarily, who solely edits on the edit page, a lot of the functions of this keyboard are quite redundant, and I guess it's just wasted money. However, conversely, and to counter my own point, the search dial and the functionality of the search dial buttons, they're so precise and efficient that I think that if you could become quite fluid with using this with one hand, it's going to dramatically be better than using the mouse. However, again, it is going to be a £250 purchase for something that you're not getting the full use of. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Now, I have only been using it for a week or two. I'm going to have a longer and more in-depth review on the Premium Beat blog as the weeks go on. Perhaps my mind might change a little bit more, but at the moment, that's where I stand. Cut page editors, you're going to want to buy this. Edit page editors, if you have spare cash and you want this search dial, this is your option. All right, guys, I'll catch you next time.
When you were playing that record, what were you thinking?